Hey friends, I am back with another video for you today. It is New Year's Eve, so I hope that you guys are having a great day, whether you are staying at home in sweats like I am. I actually have sweats on from the waist down right now. Or if you're gonna go out and celebrate, whatever your choice is, I hope that you have a fantastic day and that you are ready for this new year. I am so excited for it and I am ready to take it on. Today I have two videos for you guys. I wanted to do one really quick, kind of light and airy one. I felt like that we've delved kind of deep into the emotions in the last two. Since I'm a beauty channel first and foremost, I figured I would share with you my top 5 makeup items that I used the most this past year. And I was able to pull these really quickly because these are things that I've almost used every single day since I got them. And they're just my go-tos. They're like holy grail status, which for me is a big deal to say because I have commitment issues. And I don't want to say that something is holy grail and that I will not use anything else. So you know that this is a big deal because I used these a lot this past year. First up, my most used concealer this past year was the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I use 2 different shades fairly often, but the one I use by far the most is Ginger because it has a little bit more of an orangey pigment in it. So for any dark areas that I have, any dark pigmentation, or if you had dark under eye circles, the orange pigment will help cancel out that darkness. So by far my most used concealer, to the point where if it was getting low, like I'm starting to freak out a little bit that I feel like this is looking a little low, I would go ahead and go buy a backup. So by far my most used concealer. I get a lot of questions about my brows and what products I use, and I only use 2. The one product that I've been using probably for the last 2 years or so is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in number 4, and I've been using that forever. Benefit has been really kind and kept me stocked in that, so I've not had to buy anything else. But the other product that I've been using for a really long time, ever since I got it, is the Lancome Sourcey Styler, and this is just a brow gel, and I do have brow hairs, so this helps really comb them through and define them. It has a very unique kind of comb-like brush. I don't know what it is about the formula of this. I think it's a combination of the comb and the formula, but it just really nicely defines the brow hairs and locks them in place without it feeling crunchy or giving a white cast to the brows. It doesn't have any shimmer in the product. I never understood why brow gels had shimmer in them. I thought it was so unnecessary because sometimes it catches the light and it looks really like gray, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but this is just my number 1. Any other brow product that I've tried to use instead of this, I always end up going back to this, and this is another product that I just have backups of. Also worth noting, I use shade number 3, in case you're wondering, because this does come in a clear, a blonder shade, and then I believe another darker shade than this, but number 3 is my perfect shade. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette has been so useful to me, more so than I even thought when I first bought this, because this has a powder side as well as a cream side, and I don't really use the cream side at all, so it's kind of useless to me in that sense. But these powders, I don't know what it is about this, but I just have used it every single day. I use a combination of these 2 colors to contour. This shade right here reminds me a lot of Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder. It's not quite as gray, but very pigmented as well, and does a really nice job of creating that illusion of a shadow. Then this lighter shade I started using under the eyes to set that area. I like to use a beauty blender for that. I think it's really important to do that and not just use a brush. The highlighter is really nice as well. I don't use it as much. I use it almost as a topper because it's quite icy. It's very white. So if I feel like I've applied a highlighter and it's not quite doing everything I want as far as like not quite beaming off into space as much as I'd like, and I just want to add a tiny bit more of that kind of illusion of a beam, I will just apply a tiny bit more in those areas because, whoa, look at that. I mean, just center of the nose, top of the cheekbone, Cupid's bow. It does a really good job of doing that. By the way, I figured I should mention that I am wearing all of these products today, in case you're wondering. My favorite face powder that I actually discovered towards the end of this year, but I've used every single day since I started using it, and I used it in my little makeup tutorial that I did in an episode, is the By Terry Compact Expert Dual Powder, and this is in the shade Beige Nude. And you can see, just because of the embossing on it, how much I've used. I mean, this used to say By Terry in the middle, And yeah, I've just really been loving this. This comes in several different shades. Some of them look more like a bronzer or have like a more blushy tone to them. I'll use the center color, which is a little bit more of a shimmery shade, as a highlighter, and then the outer color I will use to blend out my contour. So I'll apply my contour using this, and to really soften the edges and make it look really nice and blended, I'll use this outer ring color. So I'll kind of swish it together and then blend it out, and it looks really, really beautiful. Now, I'm not someone that really switches up my blush too much. I stick with one that I think looks really natural and goes with every look that I wear. In the past, I've used Tarte Exposed. I felt like that one was a really good natural one. I can't remember off the top of my head what other ones I've used, but I have another Tarte one that I've been using, but I switched it up, and this is Captivating. Now, I do have this in an actual compact form, but I couldn't find it right now, and I had this in a separate palette, so I thought I would share this one with you. But in comparison to something like Exposed, Exposed has a little bit more of a muted brown to it, so it looks, you could use it almost as like contour and a blush if you're not someone that really wants a defined contour. But this I feel like is a very youthful, peachy, pink color. Again, wearing it today, maybe a little heavier than normal, but one of my favorite blushes of this past year that I've been using a lot since I got it. And the thing with Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes is, even though I've been using this every single day for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, it doesn't look like I've used it at all. And last but not least, my most used mascara of the past year was the Victoria Beckham Estee Lauder collaboration mascara. And the reason why I started using this in the first place is Victoria mentioned that she created this to be okay for lash extension wearers. I imagine it's because she probably wears lash extensions herself, and so do I. And one of the first things that I noticed when I started using this is not only that it was really nice and black and really defined the lashes really well, especially my bottom lashes, and made them look really nice and long, but I was able to go longer without getting a fill for my extensions, because I guess this doesn't have the oils that really breaks down some of that glue, or, you know, makes it hard to remove from lash extensions. So I was able to go an extra week without getting a fill. Normally you go every 2 to 3 weeks, and I was having to go every 2 weeks before when I was just using non-waterproof mascaras. But after I started using this, I could go at least like 3 weeks without getting a fill. So highly recommend this if you are a lash extension wearer. This is also very volumizing. It has fibers in it. I will say though, it is kind of clumpy because she didn't put a stopper into the design of the tube. And she did that on purpose because she was saying that she hates when mascara has the stopper and you don't get enough product on the wand. So she purposely created this to not have a stopper. So if you're somebody that doesn't like to waste product, that may be something to keep in mind. But I've really been enjoying this and use it every single day. So that's it. Those are my top 5 most used makeup products of this past year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what products you discovered this past year and you really enjoyed. Maybe I'll check them out. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.